So joining me now exclusively is Ben Crump, a lawyer for George Floyd's family. Mr. Crump, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Your thoughts on the opening statements that you heard so far on day one here?
They were very powerful. They were what we expected. The prosecution led by Attorney General Keith Ellison made a very compelling case of what you see on that video is what killed George Floyd. And then the defense tried to offer that trace amounts of drugs in his system was the cause of death. And it's what we have gotten used to when you have police officers who kill marginalized people of color, that they will try to assassinate the character of that individual to justify the excessive use of force that caused the death of the unarmed minority.
So one of the things that the defense brought out today, as you mentioned, were the drugs that they contend Mr. Floyd put in his mouth during the process of all of this arrest. Also, that the Cup Foods employee who called the police said that he appeared to be drunk in the store and that they were worried about that, and that was what brought all of this to a head. You know, how do you feel about the defense so far in terms of the way they're laying out this case, and also just opening that door in any way they can to a question of whether or not there's a reasonable doubt for the cause of death here?
As I said, it's what we expected the defense to do. That's the whole playbook that we've seen in so many of these cases, to try to distract, try to make people look away from the facts that are right before your eyes as to how this was unjustified. The fact that you would have video that shows George Floyd being lucid, being very engaging with the police, they didn't show any of the video that they were talking about. Oftentimes, Martha, when you have video, when the police are prosecuting people in our community, they say all you have to do is look at the video. But now they're saying, oh, well, one of the witnesses said he looked intoxicated. Look at the video that has been seen across the world, not only of Derek Chauvin's knee on his neck, but the body cam video from the police where they're interacting with George Floyd, and he's saying, I'm not that type of guy. I mean, it's not that he looks inebriated or intoxicated at all when you look at that video. He looks like a man who wants to live, who was breathing, talking, and doing just fine until they put him face down in handcuffs with a knee on his neck.
Yeah, and as we heard from the prosecution, they'll try to break down moment by moment the need for force, and they will try to argue that the need for force was had diminished greatly, and that they could have elevated him and gotten him into that squad car. So that is the task that lies before both sides. Mr. Crump, thank you very much. I hope you'll join us again. We'll be covering this throughout the next several weeks as it unfolds. Thank you, sir.